The brothers Bruno and Denis Podalydès have carved a particular niche together in French cinema, but they've also managed to pursue their own particular careers apart. Their latest joint venture is a comedy drama, French Tech, or Les Deux Alfred, set in the world of work. They examine the plight of an unemployed man left in sole charge of his children while his wife is away on a mission for work. Bruno has written it in collaboration with Denis and directs and acts alongside Denis and Sandrine Kibanat. It's the first time the siblings have played alongside each other in roles that have an equal prominence. Bruno traditionally concentrated on directing, but even early on at the writing stage, they would tend to act out the roles together, and therefore it seemed only natural that Bruno, the older of the pair, also would appear. In French Tech, Denis plays Alexandre, who, when we meet him first, is dejected and unemployed and has 2 months to prove to his wife that he can take care of his children and also be financially independent. He takes up a job with a startup company which has a policy of no children. Alexandre has to jump through hoops to hide his paternal commitments and his chaotic domestic life. He meets Bruno's character, an entrepreneur and the king of online odd jobs, who helps the disorientated Alexandre overcome the challenges by looking after the children in exchange for accommodation. Sandrine Kibanat, who plays his boss, Séverine, with a predilection for constant conference calls and sessions of team building, feels part of the Podalydès clan, having worked previously with them on The Sweet Escape, Comme un avion. The first collaborative outing for the brothers Podalydès was in 1990 with Only God Sees Me, Dieu sur me voit, with Jeanne Balibar. French Tech was part of the Cannes official selection last year and appeared in festivals in Deauville and Angoulême, and finally is released in French cinemas tomorrow. Denis, who was turned down the offer of a job as director of the Comédie Française because he said he wanted a life, also figures prominently in this year's Cannes with Arnaud Desplechin's French language adaptation of Philip Roth's novel Deception. He plays a US writer living in exile in London. And he's also in another film called Anais in Love in the Critics' Week, in a love triangle under the direction of Charline Bourgeois-Taquet. Now let's have a look at Les Deux Alfred, French Tech, which is on the long list for this year's French Film Festival in November. But you won't find out until probably early September whether it's made the final cut.
Alors, quelles sont vos qualités principales?
Je me bonifie avec le temps.
Vous aimez les climats très tendus?
Je sais même pas pourquoi j'ai été engagé, ni par qui exactement.
Mais c'est quoi le poste?
Reacting Process.
Bon, alors le titre, le slogan, là, on trouve bordel de merde?
Bordel de merde, nous recherchons une...
Ici, à The Box, on fédère, on dispatche, on fixe des OP. D'ailleurs, j'ajoute souvent OP mesurable par simple Reacting Process. Bonjour à tous. Bonjour. Ici, c'est No Child. T'as pas d'enfant en bas âge, hein? Parce qu'ici, quand on a des enfants, on se tire de la boîte. C'est la philosophie de la maison.
Alexandre, on a une conf call dans 12 minutes.
Petit bémol, j'ai dû omettre de dire que j'avais des enfants.
Les Little Candies. Alexandre. Là, tu es trop près, parce qu'actuellement, je ne vois que ton nez.
Il se fout de ma gueule, Alexandre.
Vous pouvez me garder les petits. Les deux Alfred. Ils sont deux petits singes, mais c'est un seul et même doudou.
J'aurais trouvé un joli petit nid.
Quand même.
Bon, ils sont bien, là.
C'est une voiture autonome.
Ça, c'est la nouvelle tendance.
Ça va, Nicolas?
Émeric a appelé chez lui et c'est son fils qui a décroché.
Bon, bah, mets-toi en Bluetooth et mets-nous de la musique, que ça nous calme, là.
On se vous voit ou on se tutoie?
Non, faites pas l'imbécile, là. Vous tenez-vous, là.
Qu'est-ce que c'est, le parfum?
J'ai connu au fenouil.
Ouais.
pourquoi je suis partie me brancher à la borne. Mais quelle borne? Mais qu'elle est trop conne cette bagnole.